Let us take a look at how to reduce fractions using the prime factor method. We'll explain what reducing fraction means. We're going to also look at the steps we follow in reducing the fractions using prime factor method, and we'll apply those steps to reduce fractions using the prime factor method. So generally, reducing fractions is the process of rewriting a fraction in its simplest form. What this means is that when the fraction is written in its simplest form, you cannot divide the numerator and the denominator by a number to further simplify it. Now, to reduce a fraction using the prime factor method, one of the first things you want to do is you want to write the numerator and denominator as a product of their prime factors. Then you want to cancel common terms in the numerator and denominator, and then whatever is left over you multiply together, and then you will get the fraction in its simplest form. So let's look at these steps and apply them in solving some examples. So we're going to reduce 12 over 18 to its simplest form. So we're going to first 12, we're going to create this as a product of its prime factors. So we have 2 and 6, and then we have 2 and 3. And then 18, we have 2 and 9, 3 and 3. So now for 12, so 12 over 18 is equal to 2 times 2 times 3 over 2 times 3 times 3. So now what we're going to do is we're going to cancel the numbers that appear in the numerator and the denominator. So you have a 2 here, crosses out this 2. You have a 2 here, there's no other 2. You also have a 3 here and a 3 here. So what you're left with is 2 over 3. So therefore 12 over 18 is 2 over 3. Next we have 40 divided by 64, or 40 over 64. So 40, we have 2 and 20. For 20 we have 2 and 10, and for 10 we have 2 and 5. 64, we have 2 and 32. Then we have 2 and 16. We have 2 and 8. We have 2 and 4, and then 4 we have 2 and 2. So for 40 we have 2 times 2 times 2 times 5. 64 is 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. So now we're going to cross off terms that are common in the numerator and denominator. So we cross 2 off here, we cross this off here, we cross 2 off here, we cross it down here, we cross 2 up here, we cross it down here. So now we have 5 divided by 2 times 2 times 2, which is the same as 5 over 8. So 40 over 64 is the same as 5 over 8. Now we want to reduce 90 over 150 to its simplest form. So we have 90 over 150. So let's deal with 90 first. We have 2 and 45. For 45 we have 3 and 15. And for 15 we have 3 and 5. For 150 we have 2 and 75. Here we have 3 and 25, and then we have 5 and 5. So 90 is 2 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 5. 150 is 2 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 5 multiplied by 5. So cross off 2 in the numerator and denominator, cross out 3 in the numerator and denominator, and then you cross out 5 in the numerator and denominator. So 90 over 150 is the same as 3 over 5. And finally, we want to express 125 over 175 in its simplest form. So 125 over 175. So we start with 125. We have 5 and 25. And 25 we have 5 and 5. 175 we have 5 and 35. And then we have 5 and 7. So 125 is 5 multiplied by 5 multiplied by 5 over 175 is 5 multiplied by 5 multiplied by 7. So we cross out 5 from the numerator and denominator. We cross out another 5 from the numerator and denominator. So we're left with 5 over 7. So 125 over 175 is the same as 5 over 7.